Namaste. So tonight I'm going to read Book 7, Chapter 15, on the story of the King Harishchandra. Ayom. Vakratuna Mahakaya Surya Koti Samaprabha Nida Vegadam Karvina Hariom Tatsat. Vyasa said, O king, when there was going on in the king's palace the grand festivities for the son's birth ceremonies, Varuna Deva came there in the holy Brahmin form. Let welfare be on you. Saying this, Varuna began to say, O king, know me to be Varuna. Now hear what I say, O king. Your son is now born. Therefore, perform sacrifices in honor to me with your son. O king, your defect of not having a son is now removed. So fulfill what you promised before. Hearing these words, the king began to think, Oh, only one lotus-faced son is born to me. How can I kill it? On the other hand, the powerful regent, Lokapala, of 1/4 is present in Brahmana form, and it never behoves one to show disrespect to a deva or to a man who wishes welfare to us. Again, it is very difficult to root out the affection for a son, so what am I to do now? How shall I preserve my happiness due to the birth of my son? The king then, with patience, bowed down to him and worshipped him duly and humbly spoke to him in beautiful words, pregnant with reason. O Deva of the Devas, I will obey your order, no doubt, and I will perform your sacrifice according to the Vedic rites and with profuse dakshinas, remuneration to priests, etc. But when in a sacrifice human beings are immolated as victims, both the husband and wife are entitled to the ceremony. Father becomes purified on the 10th day and mother on the expiration of 1 month after the son's birth. So how can I perform the sacrifice until 1 month expires? You are omniscient and the master of all the beings, and you know what is Nitya Dharma. So Varuna Deva, I want 1 month time and show mercy thus on me. Vyasa said, O king, the king Harishchandra saying thus, Varuna Deva spoke to the king, O king, welfare be unto you. Do your duties. I am now going back to my place. O king, I will come again after 1 month, but to finish the natal ceremonies and the Namakarana ceremony regularly, and then perform my sacrifice. O king, when Varuna Deva turned his back, the king began to feel happiness. Then the king gave as gifts many millions of cows, yielding plenty of milk and ornamented with gold and mountains of till, sesamums to the Brahmins versed in the Vedas, and kept his name with formal ceremonies as Rohitasva. When 1 month became complete, Varuna Deva came again in a Brahmin form and frequently said, O king, start the sacrifice just now. The king, on seeing the god of waters, at once fell into an ocean of anxieties and sorrows. He then bowed down and worshipping him as a guest, spoke to him with folded palms, O Deva, it is to my great fortune that you have landed your feet at my place. O Lord, my house has been sanctified today. O Deva, I will do no doubt your desired sacrifice according to the rites and ceremonies. But see, the victims that have not their teeth come as yet are not fit for sacrifice. So the verse pundits say, so I have settled, I would perform your great sacrifice as desired by you, when the teeth will come out of my son. Vyasa said, O Lord of men, hearing thus, Varuna spoke, Let it be so, and went away. The king Harishchandra became glad and passed his days in enjoyments in his household. When the teeth of the child got out, Varuna knew it, and came again in a Brahmin garb in the palace, and spoke, O king, now commence my sacrifice. Seeing the Brahmin Varuna there, the king too bowed down and gave him a seat, and showing all respects to him, worshipped him. He sang hymns to him, and very humbly said, with his head bent down, O Deva, I will perform your desired sacrifice with plenty of dakshinas according to rites and ceremonies. But the child's Chudakarana, the ceremony of tonsure, is not yet done. So the hairs that were at the birth time are still there, and the child cannot be fit for sacrifice as long as those hairs exist. I have heard from the elderly persons, O Lord of waters, you know the sastric rules. Kindly wait till the Chudakarana is over, when the child will have his head shaven. I will certainly perform your sacrifice. There is no doubt in this. Hearing these words, Varuna spoke to him again. O king, why are you deceiving me like this so often? O king, now you have all the materials ready for the sacrifice. Only for your filial affection you are deceiving me. However, if after the ceremony of tonsure, you do not perform my sacrifice, I will be angry and I will curse you. O king, I am going for the present, but see, do not tell lies. Being born in the family of Iksaku, instantly Varuna disappeared. The king too felt himself happy in his household when the ceremony of tonsure was commenced and grand festivities were held. On the occasion, Varuna soon came again to the king's palace. The queen was then sitting before the king, the child in her lap, when Varuna came up there. The Brahmin Varuna then appeared like a flaming fire and spoke to the king in a clear voice, O king, start the sacrifice. Seeing him, the king was confused with terror and with folded palms quickly bowed down to him. After worshipping him duly, he very humbly said, O Lord, today I will perform your sacrifice, but kindly hear with attention my saying and then do what is advisable. O Lord, if you approve of this as reasonable, I then open my heart to you. The three Varnas, Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, and Vaishyas become Dvijas, twice born, only when they are duly purified according to proper rules and ceremonies. Without any such purifications, they are certainly Sudras. So the Pandit's verse in the Vedas declare, my child is now an infant only, so it is like a Sudra. When his thread ceremony, Upanayan, will be performed, he will then be fit for the sacrifice. This the Veda Sastras declare. The Kshatriyas are so purified in their 11th year, the Brahmanas in their 8th year, and the Vaishyas in their 12th year. So, O Lord of the Devas, if you feel pity for this humble servant, then wait till the Upanayana ceremony is over, when I will perform your grand sacrifice with my son. O Bibhu, you are the Lokapala. Especially you are conversant with all the sastric rules and have acquired the knowledge of Dharma. If you think my saying as true, then go to your home. Vyasa said, hearing these words, Varuna's heart was filled with pity, and so he went away instantly, saying, let it be so. Varuna going away, the king felt very glad, and the queen, knowing the welfare of the son, became glad too. Then the king gladly performed his state duties. After some time, the child grew 10 years old. Consulting with the peaceful Brahmanas as well as his ministers, he collected materials for the Upanayana ceremony befitting his position. When the 11th year was completed by his son, the king arranged everything for the thread ceremony, but when his thoughts turned to Varuna's sacrifice, he became very sad and anxious. When the thread ceremony began to be performed, the Brahmin Varuna came there. Seeing him, the king instantly bowed down, and standing before him with clasped palms, gladly spoke to him, O Deva, my son's Upanayana being over, now my son is fit for the victim in the sacrifice, and by your grace my sorrow that was within me as not having a son has vanished. I speak truly before you that, with no virtue, after some mere time, I have desired to perform your sacrifice with plenty of dakshinas. In fact, when the Samavartan ceremony will be over, I will do as you like. Kindly wait till then. Varuna said, O intelligent one, you are very much attached to your son now, and so by various reasonable plays of intellect, you are repeatedly deceiving me. However, I am going home today at your request, but know certain that I will come again at the time of the Samavratan ceremony. Note, Samavratan means the return home, especially of a pupil from his tutor's house after finishing his course of study there. O king, thus saying, Varuna went away, and the king became glad and began to perform duly his various duties. The prince was very intelligent, and he used to see Varuna coming. Now and then, at the time of the ceremonies, he became very anxious. He then made inquiries outside hither and thither, and came to know of his own being about to be killed, and he desired to quit the house instantly. He then consulted with the minister's sons, and came to a final conclusion, and went out of the city to the forest. When the son had gone to the forest, the king became very much afflicted with sorrow, and sent messengers in quest of him. When some time passed away, Varuna came to his house and spoke to the distressed king. O king, now perform your desired sacrifice. The king bowed down to him and said, O Deva, what shall I do now? My son has become afraid and has gone away. I do not know where he has gone. O Deva, my messengers have searched for him in difficult places, in mountains, in the hermitages of the Munis, in fact, in all the places, but they have not been able to find him out anywhere. My son has left his home. O now, what can I do? O Deva, you know everything, so judge. I have got no fault in this matter. It is certainly luck and nothing else. Vyasa said, O king, hearing these words of the king, Varuna became very much angry. And when he saw that he was deceived so many times by the king, he then cursed, saying, O king, as you have cheated me, O king, as you have cheated me by your deceitful words, so you be attacked by dropsy and be severely pained by it. Thus cursed by Varuna, the king was attacked with that disease and began to suffer much. Cursing thus, Varuna went back to his own place, and the king was very much afflicted with that terrible disease. Here ends the 15th chapter in the 7th book on the story of the king Harishchandra in the Maha Puranam Srimad Devi Bhagavatam of 18,000 verses by Maharishi Vedvyasa. Om Jayanti Mangalakali Bhadrakali Kapalindra Shipidati Swaswa. Om Jaya Mata Chapitatu Netu Bandhu Shasakatu.